Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to what is the purpose of my birth. So someone suggested this, please make suggestions on Sadhguru, Osho, or anyone else. I will try to do those first, otherwise I'm going to be picking through random videos that they have. So I've never seen this. Also, Osho videos have been kind of weird. So far the 3 that I posted have been completely blocked. Even after editing out the sections, they still found another section that says copyright and blocked. So I don't know what to do with Osho. Sadhguru, on the other hand, I also had some of his that were being blocked or copyright claimed. I'm disputing one, and I made one legitimate. So you might see some black screens here, maybe, just to make it, be able to be played. So that being said, let's go ahead and check this out. Why were we born? Let me try to answer that before Sadhguru does. My thinking on this, I thought about it just a little bit. I think this is maybe the basis of life itself. Without reproduction or without living, your species or whatever you are will die off. If you cannot reproduce and you don't live forever, well, that's it. No more you. And the basis of life, the most simplistic form, in my opinion, is just surviving or reproducing. Surviving, which includes reproducing, which is why you're born. Now, I have a feeling it's going to go a completely different direction than what I'm saying, but as far as why were we born, the reason being, it is essentially all life has to reproduce, or it will never. If it doesn't reproduce, it needs to live forever. But I've heard some limitations on living forever, and reproduction seems to be the best method. So, to continue on life, continue to evolve, and I think that's about it. I mean, that's just the extreme basics, I believe. Let's go ahead and see what he says.
Just like that.
You were born?
People,
Oh, CC.
at a certain age, they start feeling a little funny. And if they speak that, it looks ugly, so they start saying nothings to each other. They call it sweet nothings, but they start saying nothing to each other, and then they do something. Lot of nothing, 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 one something, you're dead. That's how it happens. If you're asking why in terms of what is the purpose of my birth,
Okay, that seems like more my answer.
what if there is no purpose? This question, what is the purpose of my birth?
In terms of species survival, that I do believe is the purpose of birth. Outside of that, you do not have a purpose. I do believe you create your own purpose in life. Everyone has to create their own, and not everyone's going to be different. There's only so many purposes, and there's so many people, but you'll have to find that one purpose that makes you happy. Hopefully that's helping people. At the very least, that's not harming people. But I do believe people have to find their own purpose. Species and life itself, its purpose is to survive and continue living. Other than that, a deeper purpose is something that we each all have to find on our own.
Arises only because somewhere your experience of life has become quite meaningless.
Yeah.
You want some God-ordained purpose for your existence.
People of faith have.
You wouldn't ask this. Right now, if your head is blown away in ecstasy, if every cell is bursting in ecstatic experience, you wouldn't ask, why am I born? Isn't it?
makes me think about people who do drugs and beer, or well, drugs in general. It's a way to get them out of life to have a temporary bliss. That's kind of dangerous because that temporary bliss is just temporary, and then you come right back to life with less time to do whatever you need to do.
You're sitting there, this damn satsang, the legs are falling asleep. Everything is hurting.
Oh, you might want to go see a
Why
doctor.
am I born?
I don't know, I'd be like, why is my back hurting?
What is the purpose of this pain? That's what you're asking.
Yes, yes, the pain first and then question
If
the
you
birth
are
later.
bursting with ecstasy, you wouldn't ask, why am I born?
No,
Isn't it so?
because, yeah, you'd,
Would you, I'm asking you? No. So, first thing you have to do is, you have to transform your experience of life. If you are not blissful, what I have to say you will not understand. You will not understand because you're coming from a certain kind of experience of life. I seem very arrogant and irresponsible, which I'm not, but it seems like that because I'm coming from an intoxicated experience of life.
boy, the way he said that,
You are sober and legs are hurting. For you, why am I born is a big question. For me, it's a joke.
is it because, again, what I said earlier about he knows his sense of purpose in life, and that's the reason why, well, living in bliss is, I think that's different from knowing your purpose, because you can still know your purpose and still have a purpose, but you won't necessarily be in bliss. And people who are wondering why they're born has not found their purpose yet because they're questioning why they were there or what's their purpose there, I think.
So first you must transform your experience and then look for the answer, because in your present condition, if you look for the answer, you will come to all kinds of wrong conclusions. So, with pain in your leg, if you ask, why am I born? Immediately I could have told you, I could have gathered lots of miserable people around me, as most spiritual gatherings are. If I tell you, God is testing you.
Oh yeah, I hear that all the time. Well, not me, but I hear it
God
around.
is testing you. Then you won't move. It doesn't matter, the leg is going crazy. The leg is singing songs, but God is testing me, I must pass the test. Your own expectations you fail, it's okay, but God's expectation, can you fail? So, what if there is no purpose? And there is no purpose. Life is a purpose unto itself. It doesn't need any purpose. This question comes up because you have not tasted the grandeur of life. This question comes up because you have not realized the immensity of what it means to be human.
What it means to be human. I've heard that question before, but I've never really thought about it. Unless what I've said before was it, but I've not really thought about that question. What does it mean to be human? I've heard it in movies before, especially like in Star Trek and all that, but I personally never thought about it. And I guess I could just bring it back to the purpose that you find in your life, that you find to be fulfilling.
So if that experience comes into you, then you will not ask why, because why is irrelevant. Who cares why? It's too fabulous, it's too fantastic, it's stupendous. Why would you ask why? Right now it's meager. Here and there are some experiences to keep your life going. Rest of it is too meager, getting up in the morning, going to the toilet, cooking breakfast, eating, going to the office. Once in a way, one moment of success, once in a way, a moment of pleasure, a moment of love, a moment of joy here and there, those things are keeping you going.
Moment by moment.
The rest of it is too meager, isn't it? Isn't it so? That is why this question. If every moment of your life becomes absolutely exuberant and bursting within you, why would be a ridiculous question, isn't it?
He says every moment. I have a personal belief that we don't know one unless we have the other. We don't know happiness unless we have sadness. We don't know relief unless we have pain. We don't know just basically the opposite of one another. If we always have happiness and never any sadness, then we don't have happiness because that is the standard. The way we are living now, if, for example, there's no sadness in the world and it's only happiness, well, by that scenario, because we don't have sadness, we technically do not have happiness because that is now officially the standard of living. It's no sadness nor happiness, even though we think it's happiness, but we don't know it any other way. We have no way to contrast it, to know that this is happiness. It's just the way we've always lived. So without one, we cannot have the other. And I'm maybe thinking he's going to say those meager moments is what makes the moment-to-moment life exciting. I mean, it's something to look forward to.
So this… we can put some enthusiasm into your life saying God is testing you or God is kissing you. So, they will tell you many things. I'm telling you, there is no purpose to your life if you do not realize the exuberance of your existence. You can invent purposes. If you realize the exuberance of this existence, if you experience the ecstasy of being here, then who the hell is bothered about the purpose?
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, so, wow, these are short. I was hoping he would explain it more, and I'm sure he does in a lot of his books and a lot of his teachings, and I'm guessing they have to kind of cut it short. I did see the edit out a few things, so a lot of things that I've believed and thought about myself, I think a lot, honestly. A lot of stupid stuff too, but sometimes, decent and important things. But yes, so far, out of everything he said, I guess it all sums up to the fact that, yes, there is no greater purpose in life. There's no, when you're born, you have this purpose. There is a direction to your life. No, it's something that you have to create. Something that you might have to find yourself. Something that some people travel the world and then they realize, like, I found a purpose. Well, they'll say, I found my purpose. And that's great. I certainly hope it's helping people, obviously. And the purpose of life, I believe, in terms of just the extreme basic purpose, is the fact that a species must survive. It's the reason why we have built-in inhibitors, or built-in things to inhibit us from harming ourselves. Because we value our life and we want to continue to live. Maybe that's the reason why religion was created, that because death, is sad, it's the end of it all and you're gone for good. People want to live on after their death. But there is another, sorry, I keep rambling on, but there's another belief that I've heard, and I think in a movie as well, and it is something that I genuinely believe too. I did hear it in a movie, I just can't remember what it's called, but when something retains, I think I said this before, but something retains value, or something has very high value when it's very rare. So for example, if you can drink as much Coke or milk as you want, or orange juice or whatever, but every week you're only given one glass of water. Even though water is abundant, we think that water is very abundant. Orange juice, or you have to pay for that, or go hunt for it, or go gather it, should I say. Whatever isn't abundant off becomes less valuable because it's so ready. Kind of like life. Our life is not abundant. It's a limited amount that we have, and that's the reason why it's so precious. Life is very precious because there's a limited amount of time that we're here, and we have to make the best of it because, again, life life has a no refund policy. Once you spend the time, that is it. You're not getting it back. And I think that's what makes life kind of precious. Now, if life was infinite, then life would be, again, kind of like the orange juice, Coke. You got unlimited of it. You're going to value water more than a flavorful drink because it's just so abundant. But water, on the other hand, since it's only 1 cup a month or 1 cup a year, you're going to treasure that just because it's so limited. Alright, well, that went on a rambling all over the place. Hopefully I'm not too loud, and hopefully this video is not blocked. But that's my reaction to what is purpose of my birth. Yeah, I went on a real tangent with that one. But it's the sense of purpose and the sense of value of life. I guess the basics of life is it's just surviving, continuing on, not dying, survival of the species. That's about it. Yep, okay. Anyways, if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.